So this is our part 2 to our CA review. And we are going to be starting with number 1. So number 1 says the transversal EF intersects AB and CD as shown in the diagram. So we know that this is our transversal. EF is our transversal. And then it says, which statement could always be used to prove that AB is parallel to CD? So we're trying to prove that these two lines are parallel, and that is using our angle theorems. So for these, we're not going to use things such as vertical pairs or linear pairs because we can't prove those are parallel with those two. So in this case, the only ones that can be used to prove that they are parallel are alternate interior, exterior, consecutive interior, and corresponding. So these will always be used to prove that they are parallel. So let's take a look at these answer choices. So it says angle 2 is congruent to angle 4. That is true, but it is not part of these four. It's not part of these four that we can always use. So we know that is not true. Then it says angle 7 and angle 8. Well, those are supplementary anyways, so we know that is not true. And then it says angle 3 and angle 6 are supplementary. Does these two fit? They do fit because they are consecutive interior angles. So we know that these two added up equal 180. So in this case, we know that 1 does equal C, and that will be our answer. We're going to go ahead and skip to number 3. So number 3 says, which of the following is the equation of a line parallel to the line shown in the diagram? So it is asking for the ones that are parallel, and if we recall, parallel lines have the same slope. So they have the same slope. The difference with this one in particular and the ones that we've given you before is that the ones that we've given you before have perfect points, but this one does not. So we're going to have to find the perfect points ourselves, and again, it is where our equation crosses our graph perfectly. So in this case, one point would be here, the other one would be up here. So remember, it is rise over run. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we are going to be crossing 2. So we know that the slope of our new line has to be 5 over 2 because we are looking for a parallel equation. However, these are not in y equals form, so we can't really tell what our slope is just by looking at our answers. So we're going to have to solve for y in each of these. So for example, for A, it says 5x plus 2y is equal to 13. In this case, we are solving for y, so I'm going to go ahead and subtract 5x from both sides, so this can cancel. And we are left with 2y is equal to negative 5x plus 13. And right off the bat, we can end our search right there because we have a negative 5 and we need a positive 5. So we know that A is not our answer. We can go to B. And B says 5x minus 2y is equal to 17. So in this case, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to say minus 5x on both sides. So this can cancel. We are left with negative 2y is equal to negative 5x plus 17. Now you're going to want to stop here because you said, well, I subtracted 5x on this one, then this must not be the answer as well. However, in this case, we were left with a positive 2y, and here we are left with a negative 2y. So we're actually going to end up dividing by 2 on both sides, and we're going to divide by 2 3 times. But here, this is going to cancel, And then these two negatives are going to make that a positive. So we are going to say y equals a positive 5 over 2x. And then we don't have to do this because we already see that we have a parallel slope in this case. So for number 3, our answer is B. Moving along to number 4, says in slope-intercept form, what is the equation of the line passing through 413 and parallel to the line joining 16.2 and 4 and 8? So basically this is asking for a parallel line, which again, it is the same slope. So our first step that we have to do is we have to find the slope of the line that they're asking us for. So remember, slope is our y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if we want to label these, we'll say x1, y1, x2, y2. So we are going to start off with an 8 minus 2 over a 4 minus 16, which is going to give us a 6 over negative 12, which is going to end up being a negative 1 over 2. So our new line that we are looking for has to have a slope of negative 1 over 2 because it is parallel. At this point, we are going to put it in our point slope form because we have a point, we have a slope, so that is our equation that we are going to use. So we're going to say y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1. So we have all that we need so far. We are going to go ahead and choose our 4 and 13 points. So I'm going to say y minus 13 is equal to m, our new slope, which is negative 1 over 2, times x minus x1, which in this case is 4. So our next step would be to distribute this negative 1/2 into our x's. So y minus 13 stays the same. Then this becomes negative 1/2 x. And then 1/2 times negative 4 will actually be a positive 2. From here we can add 13 to both sides. We are left with y is equal to negative 1/2 x plus 15, which in this case is answer choice A. Number 6 says that AB is parallel to CD and EF intersects AB at G and CD at H. If measure of angle AGH is 80 and measure of angle DHG is 5x, find the value of x. This is very wordy and you don't need to know all that much. So important parts is that AB and CD are parallel. So we know that this line is our transversal. So these become consecutive interior angles. They are congruent. So we say 80 is equal to 5x. We divide both sides by 5. And we have x is equal to 16. So when you get questions like this, don't get too worried. They are wordy, but remember, look what they are asking you for and if they are parallel.